Of mercy and wrath. Yeah. So do you want to fly or do you keep the Bible on cop? The Most High is my rock.
Start on time. You guys know how to start it on time, right?
Rock. The Most High is my rock. The Most High is my rock. My rock. The Most High is my rock. In the name of Messiah, the Most High is my rock. The Most High is my rock. My rock. The Most High is my rock. Yeah. The Most High is my rock. I keep my Bible on top. The Most High is my rock. No time for cupcake and the cutling. Hit the streets and start cutting. The Israelites are bubbling. The Israelites are coming. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. You can keep the stuffing. It's pagan, disdain, it's vain, it's nothing. The European Union about to hit the button. And I feel sorry for you if you think the Lord is bluffing. That's why I hit the booth and I tell the truth. Are you fishing with the truth? Homie, where's your fruit? If the Most High is your rock, don't treat him like a side piece. Come in this truth plan and treat you like a side piece. He's the God of mercy and wrath. So do you want to fly or do you?
Oh, shalom, brothers and sisters. Welcome to another exciting. She has to tell you how to do that. I don't know how to. Welcome to another exciting edition of The Hidden Truth. I'm your host, Priest Kazakia. We're here. We're going to get class rolling. We're trying to get this echo out real quick. Yeah, just give her a straight call, sis. Let's fix this real quick, y'all. While we're doing this, we're going to remind y'all the Passover's coming up. Let me see here. On the 12th, I know it's a little ways out, but for the new brothers and sisters that have been subscribing to the channel, just to let y'all know, it is a ways out, but we're getting prepared now. All right. Let me see here. I think we got it for the 12th of April, right? Where's that paper? You know. Huh? Oh, is a new printout?
How do I get this sound from the computer?
Let me see here. Thought they had it up here, but yeah, it's on the 12th of April. I don't know what they did. What y'all do with the? Yeah, it's on 4/12. There it is. It's on 4/12, and then also before that, we have Purim coming up. We got Purim coming up on March the 6th and the 7th. Okay, so those are the high holy days that's coming up. And of course, we're talking about the Passover now because that's one of our, biggest high holy days that we all get together for. So we want to let everybody know you're welcome to come. It is going to be down in San Antonio, Texas. Let me see here. Oh, we already got an address. It's LA Fontana Springs Event Center, and it's 27618 Natural Bridge, Carvin Road. I'll say that again, and we'll get a image up there sometime during this week. But that's in The place is called La Fontana Springs Event Center. And it's at 27618 Natural Bridge, Caverns Road. And that's San Antonio, Texas, 78266. So we definitely got that coming up. Now, for Pure Rim, we're going to be, of course, commemorating that in our school location. If y'all want to come through, join us for that. We're going to be doing Pure Rim. All right. What else we got here? All right. For all the new people, man, the new subscribers, brothers and sisters that's tuning in and checking us out, we have classes local in Houston, San Antonio, and Virginia. Okay. And we're working on, I think they're working on out there also in Albuquerque. But right now we have classes in those 3 locations. If y'all want to get a class, you can hit us up, call us, questions, hit us up on YouTube. We do have classes, all right? Also, for the new brothers and sisters, blogtalkradio.com/MASHAHBA, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9:30 a.m. All right? So if y'all want to check that out, support that, you can also check that out. Also, what is not on here, we got to get on there. We're going to put a link in below for the Hidden Truth Bible Show. All right? We're going to be adding shows every week. Those are more consolidated, 40 to 50 minutes of a topic that we touch on. So y'all can check that out. Please like, share, subscribe. All right. My number, she'll throw it up there also, and then Quatazop's number. Y'all feel free if y'all have any questions, any counsel, or anything. You guys can hit us up. Hit us up on there. All right. And if you want to donate or help out for the Passover, for the location, for the lamb, you want to help out with that, feel free. You can donate. The information will be up there also. All right. So, yeah, that's what we got going on. So we're gonna get into this class. We'll answer questions. I'm gonna say it again. Y'all like, share, subscribe. We're still trying to obviously reach 1,000 subscribers, so we can go ahead and have a little more access to our channel. So please do that. We have many topics, many subjects, classes on there. If y'all have any people that you want to get to class or questions, you know what I mean, you can shoot them to class, do it like that. All right. So we'll see if anybody has any questions, and if not, we'll go directly into tonight's topic.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely got a good class.
Yeah. So let me see if anybody's on there with any questions real quick. If not, we'll go into the class. We've been having some good questions. I keep saying it. Y'all keep coming with them. For y'all brothers and sisters on Facebook, the ones that are kind of loud, going back and checking out the classes. Same thing with y'all. If y'all have any questions, you can hit us up with the information when she throws it up there. When you get a chance, throw that up during class a few times. That way, if they do want to get a hold of us. All right, go ahead.
All right, the first scripture we're going to go to is 1 Kings, but the class is going over consider the end. We know that King Solomon made this statement, consider the end. When you think about that, it has to bring, thoughts to your mind of why. Why should we consider the end? Or what did Solomon see whenever he was observing the end? But what I want to start on first is just understanding Solomon's mind state. Even thinking about the wisdom, the power, how the Most High creates things and their purpose, and how we can actually look at things that we feel as if is, less magnificent, less to the level that we're at and actually see an example that the Most High wants us to learn from and to grow. You know, so I want to start off with 1 Kings chapter 3 and verse 5. Just to get a little background on King Solomon, how we got to the point of considering the end.
Yeah, 1 Kings, the 3rd chapter, and then the 5th verse. 1 Kings?
1 Kings chapter 3 and verse 5, yes sir.
In Gideon, the Lord appeared to Solomon in a dream by night, and the Most High said, ask what I shall give thee. And Solomon said, thou hast showed unto thy servant David, my father, great mercy.
So we're seeing that the Most High is giving Solomon this choice. Listen, what do you want? You know, I'm going to give you what you want, but let me see I'm going to ask you this question, but what do you want? And it's beautiful because you have to ask yourself, are we wanting wisdom? You know, are we wanting these things to help our people out? Because we know that's what Solomon wanted to do. He wanted to increase his knowledge so that he can increase his people, his nation, to learn. Keep reading.
Right, and Solomon, verse 6, and Solomon said, thou hast shewed unto thy servant David, my father, great mercy, according as he walked before thee in truth,
right,
and in righteousness, and in uprightness of heart with thee,
right,
and thou hast kept for him great kindness.
Showing that the Most High, because how David walked blessed his son. The Most High said, David walked according to me. Now I'm setting up Solomon, David's son, to be bestowed upon this throne, and I'm going to give him exactly what he needs. Read.
It says, and thou hast given him a son to sit on his throne as it is this day. Verse 7, 1 Kings 3, verse 7.
Right.
And now, O Lord, my power, thou hast made thy servant king instead of David my father, and I am but a little child.
Right.
I know how to go out. I know not how to go out or to come in.
Right. So Solomon, you know, even being humble, he was like, dang, this is a big stead for me to jump into. To judging Israel, to teaching Israel, to keeping the judgments and statutes. But again, this is all coming up to considering the end. How did Solomon obtain the knowledge? How was he able to just to relax and be like, you know what? Let me go over there with a magnifying glass and see exactly what's going on in these mounds. See exactly how because when you deal with ants, there's 14,000 species of ants. So it's like, what was he really looking at? But it's coming from his humility and wanting to learn, wanting to have knowledge. Keep going.
Verse 8.
Verse 8. And thy servant is in the midst of thy people, which thou hast chosen, a great people, that cannot be numbered nor counted for multitude.
Read.
Give therefore thy servant an understanding heart, to judge thy people.
He said what?
To judge thy people.
Yeah. Listen, Solomon said he wanted an understanding heart. He wanted this knowledge of how to deal with his people, how to help, how to increase, how to, with whatever issue may come up, to judge properly. Read.
That I may discern between good and bad.
Come on.
For who is able to judge this thy great soul people?
Read.
And the speech pleased the Lord, that Solomon had asked this thing.
Why? Because Solomon's asking for knowledge. He wanted this infinite wisdom. He wanted what was going to transition his people from David into a peaceable kingdom. But it came through his wisdom. Read.
And the Most High said unto him,
right?
Because thou hast asked this thing, and hast not asked for thyself long life.
Think about that. He said, you didn't ask for yourself, because Solomon was selfless. Just like when we start going into these ants, they were selfless. He was doing it for his people. He was doing it for the learning, for those that wanted to learn. Read.
Neither hast asked riches for thyself.
Come on.
Nor hast asked the life of thy enemies, but hast asked for thyself understanding to discern judgment.
Come on.
Behold, I have done according to thy word. Lo, I have given thee a wise and an understanding heart.
Come on.
So that there was none like thee before thee. Neither after thee shall any arise like unto thee.
Yeah, so the Most High bestowed this wisdom upon Solomon. Ecclesiastes 33 and 17. Because of his humility, of his wanting to uplift and to maintain his people. Because that's a big responsibility. Think about it. We deal with our immediate families. You know, you got your wife, your kids. But think about a whole kingdom, man. Thousands of people, possibly millions of people at all different levels. You got the officers, you got the officers' families, you got the average peasants, their families, you got the sheep herders, you got all these different things that are running around. Solomon wanted to understand, listen, I want to have a heart, a mind that will lead these people right. Read where you at.
Ecclesiastes chapter 33, verse 17.
Come on.
Consider that I labored not for myself only,
Right.
but for all them that seek learning.
Because what we're going to get to, this is Solomon's speech. Solomon learned for others, not for himself. He labored and understood the ant to show us for a reason. What are we going to learn from this species of an insect? What are we going to learn from these little 4 to 6 legged creatures? Read that again.
Consider that I labored not for myself only.
Come on, Solomon didn't labor for himself. All the wisdom that we're getting, he labored for us to get an understanding of. Read.
But for all them that seek learning.
Yeah, come on. All of them that seek learning. All of them that need help. All of them that need to be shown the way. Because we're out the way. And when we go over this ant, the specifics of these ants is beautiful. Because this is how the Most High intended things to be. The ant had no type of defilement.
Yeah, it's beautiful also because when you look at how it said he was a child, and look at where it was his mind was into. He admitted that he was young. He needed something. And like you said, it goes back to the humility that he displayed in the beginning to get the things that he needed for his nation. So, you know, obviously we're not just reading to read. We're going over these questions, or we're going over these points to bring out certain qualities in Solomon, certain things to look at when you deal with the ant, and what when the scripture says it, what were we supposed to be shown, and what things could we learn from these things?
All right. Go to Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 12. Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 12.
Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 12.
Because we can learn from all creation. The Most High made everything the way he wanted it to be. And we have to look at that. We have to look at it, understand it, and on some things, apply it to our life. But read where you're at.
I, the preacher, was king over Israel in Jerusalem.
Come on.
And I gave my heart to seek and search out by wisdom.
He did what?
I gave my heart to seek and search out by wisdom.
Yeah, think about that. When you deal with the animal kingdom, you literally have to understand these animals and how they move. You have to sit down and look, watch, and learn. Solomon didn't have YouTube. Solomon didn't have articles. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have articles that was already written of how an ant moves. You know, how like a honeybee ant. Yeah, I'm jumping, but you know, there's so many different species of ants. He didn't have that. He had to go out in the jungle and check that out for himself. But what is being shown here is that the Most High gave him a heart to seek out this wisdom. Read.
Concerning all things.
Concerning what?
Concerning all things.
Come on, concerning all things. Think about where we're at daily in our minds. We seek out what's on TV. Solomon is seeking out wisdom. He's given his mind, his meditation, his thought process to what the Most High has given him. What the Most High has put on this earth for us to increase. You know, a lot of our people, we don't think about how to increase, how to better our lives. But Solomon is showing, listen, I'm going to show you the ant, how to better your life.
Yeah, and then what do you use your time? What do you use your time to do? That shows you about the simple mind. When you think of a simple mind, and when you think of, and I want to just put these images in your head. When you think of you being a puppet to the Illuminati, when you think of being a puppet to the wicked, what do you see the minds of the people plugged into? Madness, foolishness, stupidity, ignorance, things that's going to keep you occupied in nothing, right? So let's go to the thumb now. When you're scrolling, what are you scrolling to? What are you doing? What are you occupying your time? And this is what we talk about a lot too, because a lot of brothers and sisters waste their time over the years when they could be occupied in things of learning and occupied in studying and trying to really understand their mind, themselves,
Right.
brothers, sisters, the knowledge of the Most High. But we approach this like it's church,
Right.
right? I only got to worry about that when I get to that.
Come.
And your spirit suffers because of that. So you're wasting your time with the Netflix. You're wasting your time with all these carnal things, but you're not studying. And then that's why you're mentally disturbed.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You're not feeding yourself with the things that's going to nourish you.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why here in Ecclesiastes 1:13, read that again.
And I gave my heart to seek and search out thy wisdom
Come on.
concerning all things that are done under heaven.
Yeah, because that wisdom would have been that comfort. That wisdom would have been that energy, that drive. And, you know, you said it the best. We waste our time.
Right.
It's sad because when you waste your time be going by like this.
Right.
When you on Netflix,
Yeah.
time be like hours, 2 hours, 3
Yeah.
hours. But when you study, time actually slows down.
You
Time slow. I be like, damn, I've been studying for an hour? Feels like forever.
right, because you're really using your mind.
Oh yeah.
You know, but for him or anybody to sit down and just meditate on things of the Most High, it takes more mind power.
Yeah.
That's why when you're aimlessly scrolling, it doesn't take no mind power, and you realize, damn, you've been doing that for 3 hours,
Right.
and what have you learned?
Yeah.
You haven't done nothing. You know, the reason why I say it is because I regret wasting a lot of time with things that I didn't really have to do.
Right. Dabble into.
Yeah, it's like wasting my time instead of really sitting down and studying and getting the knowledge and
Right.
and consuming.
Understanding what's important.
Yeah,
What's really important.
yeah, exactly.
Go to Wisdom of Solomon 7:20. Wisdom of Solomon 7:20. You know, so we're seeing that Solomon, you know, he wanted this wisdom. The Most High gave him the wisdom to search out things. You know, but I'm bringing this scripture out to show you that we can get examples from things that the Most High created. From plants, through photosynthesis, how these plants move, but more importantly, animals, and specifically the ant that we're going to go over. Read where you at. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 7 and verse 20.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 7 verse 20.
Come on.
The natures of living creatures,
Right?
and the furies of wild beasts, the violence of winds,
Yeah, so it's showing about the natures of creatures, furies of beasts, why they move the way they move, the violence of winds, where they're brought from, how they're created. Read.
and the reasonings of men,
How a man thinks. Come on.
the diversities of plants, and the virtues of roots.
Diversities, the many different plants on the earth, as well as the virtues of the root, what the root does for you. Come on.
And all such things as are either secret or manifest.
Read that one more time, verse 21. Slow it down a little bit.
And all such things as are either secret or manifest.
All things are secret or manifest. But the Most High is manifesting these things to Solomon, even to us. We learn from Solomon, but we can still seek that out as well. When it comes to these beasts, the winds, and understand higher knowledge. These are things that we should actually seek out. We should be seeking out these things.
But it's I'm gonna say it again. It's hard for you to concentrate on those things. It's like when you get into studying, like think about it. Some of y'all still got the spirit of sloth. Yeah, you fall asleep when you study. You know, we're just trying to show you, like, think about the mind state that this man had to be in to really sit down, meditate, think about these things, consider them, study them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a small. It wasn't a quick.
Check your phone.
It wasn't just a one day thing. Because when you look at the ants, this is a process of how they live, how they move, to understand the intricate details of the ant. Go to Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 6. Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 6. And now we're going into the ant. Now we're going into what Solomon searched out. What is he telling us by this verse here?
Did you get that? You didn't get it?
Read that one more time.
Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 6.
Come on.
Go to the ant, thou sluggard.
Come on. Go to the what?
Go to the ant,
Read.
thou sluggard.
Okay, this is more on a slothful scripture. For a man to understand. Listen, you're not moving the right way. I want you to look at this low-level species. This insect. Read.
Consider her ways.
You said what?
Consider her
When
ways.
you deal with consider, that means to view very carefully. Since you're not moving the right way, Solomon is saying, consider the ant, you sluggard. Let's look at how this insect that the Most High created lives, thrives, maintains its life, and learn something from it. Because we all can, to be honest. Whenever you look at the details of the ant. Read.
And be wise.
It says, and be wise. It says, go to the ant, you sluggard. Consider his ways and be wise. So we can learn from the ant. We're not too big to break down these scriptures and understand where it's coming from. Because now we're going into the ant. And like I said earlier, there's 14,000 different species of ants. But there's some attributes that they have that we're going to hone in this class and truly understand how we can apply that in our life. Because like I said earlier, the ant hasn't been defiled. I don't think the ant was watching MTV. You know what I'm saying? When you had homosexuals on there. You know what I'm saying? The ant, I don't think is addicted to weed and alcohol.
And why are you saying that? So I can understand what you're saying.
I'm saying that to say that the ant's ways hasn't been defiled.
Right.
So we can learn from the ant. Obviously as humans ourselves,
right,
we've been dealing with a lot of different doctrines, a lot of different philosophies, a lot of different thought processes that has us in that sluggard mindset that Solomon is saying. That's why he's saying, consider the ant, consider his ways. Mm-hmm. You can learn something from that. Give me Proverbs chapter 104 and verse 24. Psalms. Psalms 104 and 24.
Sister said a bug has more sense. Shaking my head.
Come on. I'm gonna say this. Listen, an ant is not an intellectual insect at all. But they have their purpose.
There's certain qualities in the ant you're gonna see that we supposed to be adapting to our everyday life, and the things, how we move, how we work together in unity, how we structure our family, how we are able to conquer certain things. The specifications of how the ant moves is what we can learn from those things. Yeah,
because they move smoothly.
Yeah,
it's right on plan. Listen, you see it rains. The ant mound's there. It rains. Listen, the ant mound is bigger. You're like, golly. They came back and did double the duty, double the work. They weren't going to allow that rain to disrupt what they had going on. And that's why when you deal with that Proverbs 6 and 6, it says, go to the ant, you sluggard. Think about that sluggard mind frame. Sluggard means to be idle or inactive. And a lot of us are inactive when it comes to dealing with what? We're dealing with the Bible. So what the Most High wants you to do. What he wants you to focus on. Mm-hmm. He don't want you to be idled in looking at whatever you may be focused on, the music. Mm-hmm. You worried about yourself, what you have going on. The Most High wants you to pick up attributes for his kingdom so that you can add to the kingdom, Lord willing, if we make it, but for the building, man, for the waking up of your people. Just like you were woken up by somebody that put in that work, they weren't inactive, they was active. That's the same thing that we should be. But read where you at.
Psalms 104.
Yeah, Psalms 104 and verse 24.
Psalms 104 verse 24.
Come on.
O Lord, how manifold are thy works.
Yeah, how manifold are thy works. Because the Most High is showing us, even whenever you deal with these ants, how they move. Listen, the works that they do, that we're going to get into, listen, it is show-stopping. It is show-stopping how they have, for example, let's go into it. The leaf is called the leaf ants. They can lift over 50, which gives the eggs, and that's through all the ants. But when you deal with the leaf ants, they have 3 processes. They have an ant that cuts the leaf. That's actually a medium ant. You got the large ant that takes the leaf and travels it to wherever it has to go to. This is a leaf ant. But it's showing that they have purpose. It's showing this work is beautiful. They're these small insects, these things that seem to be nothing.
Again?
Psalms chapter, this is 104 verse 24.
Uh-huh.
O Lord, how manifold are thy works.
Yeah, like you look at these in the world and in our universe that you can't even really understand. And to get all these things moving and living and breathing, to have one consuming another, right? You got just they had a whole war.
The army ants.
Just all this. I was like, wow, ain't that they just warring?
Yeah.
You know, and then the camera pans back, and guess what? The whole world is at peace. And this whole battle's going on. Mm-hmm. Like, think about how powerful the Most High is to just do these things.
Oh yeah.
You know,
to that smallest degree.
Think how he put the intellect into each mind of animals to be either the predator or the prey.
Right.
Right? Believe in it. It's like, how did you take all these creations and how did just this explosion evolve one side of creation into being the predators, tigers, all of these creatures, and then you got the flowers.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna make you be used to help. Your flowers are used for death. The food saith there is to the will of the Most High. Yeah.
Yeah, even you think about, like you said, the sciences, man, the gene splicing and all these different things. They're trying to do their own workings rather than just sit back and understand what the Most High gave us. But finish that scripture off.
O Lord, how manifold are thy works.
Right.
In wisdom hast thou made them all.
Yeah, in wisdom have thou made them all. And that's why Solomon said, consider that ant. Because that was made, the Most High made that ant in wisdom. They're moving in a specific way. And it's actually the ants that you were talking about. They're not the army ants. There was another, there's so many different ants. You have the army ants. And just to get a brief description of that, it says the foraging groups known as raids, a huge number of ants forage simultaneously over a certain area. So these ants just basically just run through, take, kill, snatch up what they can snatch up and keep on moving. That's what they do. But then you have some ants that just like to relax and kick it.
Right.
You got the carpenter ants. There's a lot of different ants. And if you can show that, the carpenter ants actually, they reside in trees, in cedar woods.
Unplug the hard drive.
In the holes. Carpenter ants.
From the computer.
You got pharaoh ants. So there's ants, listen, you got Argentinian ants. Come on, man. Again, 12,000 species of ants that we can sit back and learn from. But one thing that we can learn from to begin with these ants is go to 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 40. 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 40, because each individual ant has a specific job. They have a specific job, just like we do. Just like each brother, if you come to a school or some type of a group of Israelites that are building together, you got roles, you got positions, you got responsibilities. The ants have the same thing.
Right.
And whenever you see the one ant, what happens? You may see one, but then all of a sudden you see multiple of them doing that work. And it's the same thing in the body.
Right.
We came out here, 8 deep? I think it was or 6 deep.
Yeah.
And what do we have? We came out here with our vehicles, got the house, apartments,
right.
Got a school, businesses.
It looked like ants.
Right. Literally.
Yeah.
But each person had a responsibility, but look what we have now.
Yeah.
We got work to show. It's the same thing with those ants. There's multiple of them. Look at them. They got mounds. You see little food trails going down. I know y'all, when y'all was in school, You see the ants carrying dead bodies, whatever it was, a worm or it was most likely fire ants that jumped on you. But still, these ants move different in different ways. Just showing the body, man, that's more strength. A super organism, not one organism. It says super. Come on.
Let all things be done decently and in order.
Things are done decently in order. And there's order in those colonies, because that's what you call them. You call these ants, but they're all in order. Read that again.
Let all things be done decently.
Things up in there. All she do is got to sit back, relax, get fertilized. Then what do you have under that? You have a lot of worker ants. Well, technically, before I go to the worker ants, you have the male ants. And actually some of them are born to die. They're born to literally fertilize the female workers. You got female workers that's bringing back and forth nutrients, back and forth, whatever. There's nothing different. There's nothing new under the sun. Just like in a body, just smoothly, man. Yeah, they may have their occasional rain flood that may come. You can be looking at ant mounds and being a little bit more cautious, being a little bit scout ants. You got scout ants that go out and seek out new areas. You passing out flyers to bring in more new brothers. Come on, man. What the ants do. Showing 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 40 is about order. And the ants have this, man. They're not just moving around aimlessly. They're not just, it's either to survive, it's either to maintain what they're doing. A little bit of a definition is going more into details about these ants because the goal is, and they continue it until they die. And that's what we're here for, seeing why did Solomon tell us to go ants in each colony? All or defend the nest. Male ants only, just like we do, just like you do. Come on, the Israelite man and woman, and especially in this day, should be moving better. And that's why we're looking at this ant right now of how to move smoother. There was a purpose.
And a time to every purpose under the heaven.
Yeah, just showing that. Listen, in every season, showing, read.
And a time to every purpose under the heaven.
Come on, everything has a purpose. You here for something. You here to put your brick, your body, your mind, your time, your work into building something more than what you see.
Could I get one?
Please.
This is 2 Corinthians 9 and 1. Could you get that? 2 Corinthians 9 and 1. Just how you're showing, I mean, it's cold. Just how the unity and the unity and the work they had to do to get things accomplished. And we got that on every level. You got that in your household.
Yep.
You got that with your wife, with your kids, with your family, right? Even the funny thing is, you even got it with Esau. You even got it with Esau. When you go out there and you work in that field, you're doing the same thing. You're working, and regardless of where your mind is at, you still have to function and do your job. That's the difference with us. Our mind is, okay, yeah, I'm in captivity. I got to do this, but your mind is in the spirit, right? But you still get the job done. And that's when you look at all these sections and things in life that the Most High set up. You still got to do it in the sweat of your brow and suffer and hard work. But how are we doing it for the Most High? What are we doing for the Most High? Read this.
2 Corinthians chapter 9 verse 1. For as touching the ministering to the saints, it is superfluous for me to write to you. Right, because that body, the order and what you're doing, we have a purpose. You know, we shouldn't be just living. Right?
Aimlessly.
Right. So you got the ants, right? They do have a purpose, but their goals is just live.
Kind of.
Right?
Survive.
It's just
maintain, basically.
That's when the Most High said, look at the ant. We don't want to just live. So what you doing? I'm making it day by day. What's happening? Fighting the good fight. What is the good fight? Is the good fight going home, going to work, you know what I mean? Then going home, arguing with your rib, patting your kids on the forehead. You know, that Esau mentality. Right?
Just going through the motions?
Yeah, just going through the motions. Come over a little bit.
so you can get in the cave. Right. So this is when you look at them, they have a purpose, but obviously their goal is not the high calling.
No.
But they're still doing what they're doing in unity. They're still having brotherhood. They're still having love.
Gone.
Right? Because what they do is, in the winter, they gather heat. Everyone goes out and gather heat and brings it back to the body.
Gone.
Right? To one place. And these cats, the Most High had made these.
How intricate.
I didn't know that it was that powerful, that they take the rays of the sun. They take the rays of the sun, take that energy, go down, and put that energy into that heat, into their wherever their nest is.
Center, nice.
Yeah, that's beautiful and powerful. But it shows us about Israel. What are we supposed to be doing? What did you do all your life? What was your goal and your aspirations in this world? It was to work and live and die for Esau.
That's it.
Yeah.
Little 401k, relax.
And that's what it is.
Yep.
Right? On top of you just doing your wickedness. Right? But read this one more time.
Whereas touching the ministering to the saints,
Uh-huh.
it is superfluous for me to write to you.
Right. It should be superfluous. What is it again?
Superfluous.
Superfluous?
Exceeding what is sufficient or necessary.
Right. Basically, it's not. It's necessary, right? But is it necessary? It's necessary, but is it? I mean, when you think about it, because he shouldn't have to tell us, we shouldn't have to second question what is going to be needed for the building of a nation. You did it for Esau. You built unity.
Oh yeah.
It took whips. It took bondage.
Yeah, man.
Right? It took hard work for you to build America. Same thing when you deal with whatever you're building in life. So these are the things that when he said, look at the ant, consider the ant, this is what he's talking about. Okay, that was it.
They keep saying that.
Yeah,
I'm still here.
Huh?
it's still going on. This thing.
Okay. Yeah, you got to have, computer got to be all the way up there. So I think it only happens when we do Facebook. That way we don't have to worry about that. Go ahead, though.
Go to Philippians 2 and 3. Just on a point about this purpose and what we want to see about the...
Well, not with their own.
Right.
They're not beefing with their own. But they do have beef.
Gone.
They got different nation of ants, and these ants...
Different regions.
Yeah, they know. Don't play it, bro. Y'all got to do a little stuff.
Come through, they'll kill the ants off. It's like they take all their goods out and enslave them. Yes. When I see that, I was like, oh man, come on, man. These boys is OG. These boys slap.
Wow.
Read where you at. And I pulled this scripture, maybe a little pull, but this is what I want to show out of the scripture. Go ahead. In the community that they're in, they didn't have no strife.
Right.
They didn't have strife.
Not amongst their own that's trying to come in and take over their colony or their mounds or their nests.
Right. There was no confusion. There was no misunderstandings.
Yeah.
This is what it is. This is what you got to do. Keep doing that. What you're doing.
Because they know their purpose.
Right.
They know their goal. And,
Yeah, I put it.
oh, nice. Go there, and then I got one to add to that too. Read that.
1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 33. For the Most High is not the author of confusion.
God is not the author of to the ants, but we shouldn't have confusion around ourselves, man. Around brothers and sisters. We should all have that same mentality, that same hive mind and understanding what we're doing this work for. Why we're around each other. Why the one who gave you this knowledge and wisdom? But now he's like, what you gonna do with it? I done gave you all these scriptures. I done showed you how to walk. I even told you to consider them and see how they move.
Right.
So why you beefing, huh?
Right. Well, let me add to that. Go to Philippians 2 and 3. We're going to jump back to that 1 Corinthians, but this is you really can learn from the ant. But you got to know the scriptures too, though. Like, obviously, there's people that watch documentaries and things of that nature, but you got to know the Bible to understand what Solomon is saying. And you can start seeing these certain elements and things in there that can be applicable to our life, to how we look at things. It really changes your perspective. It's crazy, but when you start to see it and look at it and all these things. There's so much things you can learn. Watch, read this.
Philippians 2, verse 3. Let nothing be done through strife.
Right, let nothing be done through strife. There, when you look at the unity of these ants in their, I'm using the word nations, but in their colony, right? There's no strife among them. There's just work. It's doing the work because they're all focused on one goal, one mission, right? And this is what the Most High shows us, that let nothing to be done through what?
Through strife or vainglory.
Right, or vainglory. So now, where does our strife come from? Because when you're locked into the mission, right, there is no strife. Like, think about it. When you was, and we say this a lot. When you met that one girl, no matter how slutty, how whorish she was, for some reason y'all was together.
Yeah, that was your princess.
That was your princess, right? Same thing with the one guy, right? He was out in those streets. He was doing his thing, but there was no strife. You just let her do their thing, and there was no strife. You know why? Why was there no strife? Why could you guys function in that chaos and be and still live? You know, because that's how a lot of our people are. They're functioning in chaos. Like when we go over a lot of scriptures, a lot of people don't see it as their life is messed up. They don't see that the drugs, the dope, the getting high all the time, the popping pills. They don't see no problem with that. They're like, I'm living. I don't got a problem with it, right? But there is a problem. The problem is that that's not living. So when that chaos comes, right? Watch. Go to James 3 verse 16.
James chapter 3 verse 16.
So, because we know the Most High is not the author of confusion, right? Will you put 1 Corinthians 14 what?
14:33.
Right. For God is not the author of confusion. Read this.
James 3 verse 16.
Read.
For where envy and strife is,
right,
there is confusion.
For with envy and strife, there's confusion. So why don't these ants why they can't get nothing done? Why are they just like, you know what? It's so many of them, but they can't get nothing done. Like when they look at the ants, why do they see with colonies working together? Because they don't got strife. They don't got vainglory. Yeah. They understand their mission. No, I was going to say the problems with us as humans is when ego comes in and pride comes in and you don't want to come in, but then you fake like you want to do.
Oh, yeah.
That's the problem. That's when strife comes in.
Yeah.
Is where I'm telling you the word of the Most High. You don't want to see that, and now you're pressured to do the word. But you're not looking at the word. You're looking at me because I'm delivering the word to you. And you're looking at me, and you're like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be that prisoner. I don't want to be that minister. I don't want to do that. That's not what I want to do. It becomes strife. It's confusion. Yeah. Now you got envying. Now you got arguing. Now you got going back and forth with each other because you got a whole different goal. Ants don't because they all understand we got to keep warm.
Right. This is the only way we're going to survive.
Right. This is the only way we're going to survive.
This is the only way we're going to make it out of here.
They're only going to make it out through unity, through brotherhood.
And that's one point I want to bring out because
ants
don't move solo dolo. They don't have like, for example, like if online, for some of you that was in games, they may call them rogues. Rogue game members or rogue agents.
Rebels.
Yeah, rebels. You on your own set. You know what I'm saying? Like you was, but a rogue individual is like you were once in a group.
Right.
But now you done rogued yourself out.
Yeah, you're a rebel.
You know, ants don't move like that.
Nah.
They stay locked in, antennas popping. They don't even speak to each other.
Well, they do.
Chemicals.
They do through chemicals,
Right.
through touching.
Yeah.
Do their little things touching. They speak.
It's like they say they have about 10 to 20 signals. 10 to 20 signals, man. That's all they got. But
Yeah.
whatever's coming out, they on point.
And first of all, let's say this from what Esau understands.
Right.
Because the devil don't know if they got telepathy. Telepathy.
Yep.
They don't know that.
Right.
They don't know that. They're not just communicating. They're going by what they see.
Right.
Right. But yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Actually, what was that last
Okay.
scripture? Right?
James 3 verse 16.
Yeah, read that again.
For where envying and strife is,
Right.
there is confusion in every evil word.
Actually, I can read down, keep reading,
Yeah.
but this is what the ant has, and we should obtain as well. Come on.
But the wisdom that is from above.
Because remember back in wisdom, it was Psalms 104.
Yeah.
It says He created everything with wisdom.
Right.
He gave us what we needed. He gave the ants what they needed. And look at them. Look at them shining. Look at them building, maintaining. But read where you at.
But the wisdom that is from above.
Come on.
Is first pure.
First pure. It ain't defiled. There's no issues going on with that. And that's why there is no strife. That's why when one insect dies, shit. Little antennas moving, they all out there. Going out there to get that animal. They got little scouts looking out for anybody else coming around.
Yeah.
Picking them up, taking them back. Pure. Read.
Then peaceable.
Oh man, no, I was just gonna say on that last point that when you look at, and I didn't know this, but these ants take over, bruh. I didn't know an ant could kill a dang spider, and I'm talking about big spiders.
God.
I didn't know that, but that's what you find out that through unity.
Oh yeah.
Through unity, because they can't do it alone.
No.
Ain't no one ant going against no spider. But when it's about 30 of them, they gather around, they shoot that acid,
Yes. Blind the prey.
blind the prey, and then they just pull you apart.
Yes. And
And these are big creatures, man.
not only spiders, I seen him do it to a full-grown bird. The bird was just sitting there like it was asleep, like just trying to take the ants off. He was getting jacked up. They was hitting him at all angles with the spray. He probably had 50 stingers just squirting.
You think about it. You know, consider the ant. You can't do nothing without unity.
Right.
You know, this is something for us to understand that you can't do nothing without unity. That's why all other nations see that. They got unity. The black man don't got unity. Even when these monkeys join this Egyptology, they got unity. Yeah, look at all these cats in the Muslims. Right? The Muslim cats. They got unity. Yeah, and I know it's because they worship man, you know what I mean? But they got unity. The problem with us, man, is that we don't have that unity that is needed in a lot of areas because you don't have a lot of forgiveness that's needed in a lot of areas. So there is not unity because of that.
You know, even with that point, it's just that knowing that your body is a sacrifice, man. It's just not you no more. Your body is meant for the greater good of Israel.
Right.
You know, so you got to join the bunch, join the group, you know, join the body that's putting in that work. You know, and again, a lot of us is trained to be solo, dolo, by ourselves. I could do bad all by myself. You know, I'm good just maintaining from a far distance.
Yeah.
But the scripture says that's woe to him. We're going to get there. You
Yeah.
know, but the ants have this mentality of keep reading.
But the wisdom that is from above is first pure,
Read.
then peaceable,
Come on.
gentle,
Read.
and easy to be entreated.
See, but if we had these attributes, it wouldn't be an issue.
No.
It wouldn't be an issue to bond up, take over the world, take over in righteousness. And I'm not saying just kill and destroy, take over in righteousness. Build up brothers, man. Build up sons, build up daughters, build up women.
Yeah.
But we first have to have these pure attributes within us. Read.
Full of mercy.
Come on. What full of what?
Mercy.
Come on, man. That's the last thing a brother want to do. Ain't forgiving nobody, but you be on your knees quick praying to Yahweh. Oh Lord, please forgive me, have mercy upon me.
Yep.
Bro, we got to bestow that to our brothers and sisters. And I love how the ants move because, technically they don't need mercy, but still is that there's not an issue to have mercy. They're just moving together, man.
Right.
They understand their purpose. Read.
And good fruits.
Come on.
Without
Partiality.
Right.
And without hypocrisy.
Right. And that's it on that. But showing that these ants have a purpose, man, and that their mind is clear, they're focused. The Most High gave them the agenda of what they need to do. And again, remember, there's 12,000 different species of ants, and all of them have different traits. All of them have different jobs. For example, you have it's called a honey ant, a honeydew ant, right? So a honeydew ant, what that does is a couple ants that go out and try to find food, water and food, and they store it in their abdominal area. A lot of them are scout ants.
Right.
So you'll have ants that, are in the mounds
doing
the work, but then you got the brothers out there going to get the pizzas.
Right.
You got the brothers out there going to get the
food. They bring it back.
They bring it back, and what do? They say they tickle their antennas and they regurgitate that food up, and they eat off of them.
Yeah.
Think about that. You bringing food back for other brothers to eat.
And the babes. You're bringing back for the food for them and the babes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But it just shows that selflessness, that unity, and it's showing how the Most High is working in these ants of knowing that woe to him that's left alone.
Man, dang. You know what? That's crazy. Go ahead. Go where you're going because we're going to get to what I'm going to say. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 4:9.
Yeah.
But that honeydew is, listen, and a lot of, they're not just the only ant that does that. There's a lot of ants that go out and get food, but a lot of them will stuff themselves and come back. But this is what they do as well. Not only do they just come back with food, you know what they do? They're not like Negroes that get a contract with a business, get that major money, and dip off.
And then don't know you, right.
You don't see them no more. It's like, hold on, where they go to? No, those ants actually leave a trail of where they found that food from. They come back not only with food, but they show them how to go get the food and where to go get it from. Israel, we're quick to be like, please, hit that lotto 50 mil, find me in Egypt, nigga. You be like, dang, brother just dipped off.
Yeah.
But we're seeing that
it's a saying. These hoes ain't loyal.
Oh, facts. These are attributes. Yeah, man, because you jumping around from colony to colony now.
Yeah. You
jumping around from doctrine to doctrine.
Yeah. There's no stability.
Yeah, no steadfastness. What it says in the scriptures, Colossians, about being rooted.
Yeah.
You ain't rooted to nothing. You rooted to your own self.
Yep.
But let's see what the scripture says about being together. How the ants move. Read where you at.
Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verse 9.
Knowing that the ants work together for the colony. And that's the point that we're on. They work together, man. How much more humans? How much more those with higher intellect? Yeah. With knowledge, with skills. Ooh. And think about it. We all got different personalities. We all got different spirits, or should I say souls? So we all have different attributes that the Most High blessed us with. Bring those all together. Oh my God. Yeah. Y'all see Passover? What if we had Passover every class day? Come on. And I'm talking about not only with ISBHPK, IUIC, all these other schools coming together in unity, man. How powerful would we be? Oh my goodness. They would have a problem. COINTELPRO would be on and popping. They wiping off the dust off the books. We got to get back started. These black intellects is, oh no. But what does the scripture say?
Two are better than one.
It says what?
Two are better than one.
Yeah, it says two are better than one. Two are better than one. Our mentality for a long time has been.
Could we jump up
just
on this point of the ant? Jump to verse 8.
Yes, sir.
Verse 8. There is one alone. And there is not a second.
See, and that can't happen with the ants. Truthfully, it can't happen with us. The Most High has created you to have a second. Your rib is there, right? You know what I mean? It said if a man is not married, he's running up and down the street.
Oh yeah, morning,
right? The Most High is created. Now, some they can't do that. Those are the anomalies. Those are the ones given the gift, right? The eunuchs, right? But For the most part, the Most High has created you to be there, have somebody. Now, if that man being the eunuch, he has to have somebody. Okay, the Most High created like this in our genes, man, in our genetics. Go ahead.
Yea, he hath neither child nor brother. Yet is there no end of all his labor.
Right.
Neither is his eyes.
And see, now you can see the contrast of this. Sometimes you got this man alone, he don't have nobody, but he's working. When those ants, work together in unity, it's for a purpose. It's for each other. So once again, the point is, look at the ant. What could we learn from the ant? Unity. Yep. Unity, man. Love, brotherhood. How they come together to feed each other, clothe each other, right? How they come together and take all their offices and use them for one purpose. See, this is what the black man, Hispanic man, the Israelite man, this is what the white man has wringed out of us. Yeah. He's wringed that out of us so that way we can be individuals, even in the nation of Israel. Even when you do have the knowledge, it's still there. Because you got a lot of people that don't want to, like you said earlier, let go, forgive, move together, see how we can work together, right? That's what we can learn from the ants, right? Go ahead.
Yet is there no end of all his labor, neither is his eye satisfied with riches.
Now, let's apply this. Think about this. You're not going to stop working either way. You're going to have to work. You have to live. But now, what are you living for? That's the thing. You're living for the world. You're living for the flesh. You're living for your own. You ain't got nobody to labor with. And that's what the point he's saying here. You ain't got no brother. You ain't got no child. You're working for yourself. Right? See, the ants are not selfish. They're not self for themselves. You know what? Nah, I'm not messing with y'all. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go build my own mound over here. Y'all mess with that, I'm gonna go over here. A bird comes by and just shoots him up. Why? Because you want to be that ant wants to be an individual. So we got to learn from the ant why it's necessary for unity, for brotherhood, for now we're fighting for a goal, for a reason. Right? What's the point of fighting and building and strengthening and doing all this? Why are we out there in the streets? Why are we out there raising our people up? To be together. There's not going to be one knucklehead power tripping Hebrew Israelite camp or nigga in the kingdom. There ain't. The Most High is going to unite us, and we're going to have to get past the egos, the pride, the selfishness, the jealousy. It would be in your mind to get rid of this now.
Oh yeah, or the Most High will throw you out.
The Most High is going to deal with you.
Yeah.
That's the point of us doing it now. We're rehearsing. So read on. Come on.
Neither saith he, for whom do I labor?
Right. You see that? See, he don't say that because he don't got nobody. Mm-hmm. The ant shows us, man, unity is power. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers to dwell together in unity. Showing us that how we can get more things accomplished with power and unity and love. Right?
Yeah, like Solomon said, about working and leaving it to a man that didn't put no work into it, vanity. But just showing that there was no unity with that.
Right.
But whenever you have brotherhood, sisterhood, you put in this work, you leaving it up. Let's say you do pass, but you're leaving it with consistent, striving, righteous brothers and sisters doing the same work you was doing, so you feel good.
Yeah.
You leave it in good hands.
Right. But this guy's alone.
Oh yeah.
Neither he saith, for whom do I labor? Read.
And bereave my soul of good.
Yeah, you see that? Like, and when you do get blessed, what's the point of having blessings and goodness and riches if you don't have nobody there to enjoy them with? You all alone sipping your tea.
Oh yeah, watching the soap operas.
You all alone there moping.
Right.
Alone. right?
It's like the Bad Boys. Martin was sitting just watching TV and sipping tea. He's by himself. He ain't had no fun.
You didn't have that. Exactly. That's the thing. What we're finding out is that the Most High did this for a reason. The unity, the love, the brotherhood. So remember, the point of the class is look at the ant. This is what the ant teaches us.
Consider the ant. Yep.
Consider that.
Examine, understand, look.
Yeah, the unity, the love, how they do things to get things accomplished.
Yeah.
And man, if we just, like you just said, man, if it just reminds me of back in New York, back in the 90s, it was a beautiful thing.
It was pure.
It was pure.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. You had different colors on. There was always different colors and different swags of the camps. And there was always more than one camp.
Yeah, different streets.
There was always more than one camp. You always had Philly camp. You always had Brooklyn camp. You had Manhattan camp. You had the Bronx camp. You had brothers that would but we would all come right together and it would be unified. You know what I mean? We can agree on the same things. You know, it's only when selfishness, pride, envying comes in, then you got division. So read on.
This is also vanity. Yea, it is a sore travail.
Yeah, it's a sore, it's vanity. It's vanity to not have a purpose. It's vanity to not have a goal and fight for something outside of yourself. That's vanity. You know, that's why a lot of people that are alone, they're dying inside. A lot of people that are spiritually alone, dying inside because they have nothing to fight for. No real goal. No real aspirations in life. Now go ahead. You can take it out from here.
Keep reading.
Two are better than one.
Yeah, when you sitting there one, you may have some aspirations, but you ain't got nobody to do it with.
One deep.
Yeah, you ain't got nobody to do it with. Mm-hmm. You want to go out? Shit, I can't go out there by myself. Yeah, look at you. You done left the hive. The hive. You done left the support. Keep reading.
Because they have a good reward for their labor.
Yeah, the Most High is showing that. Listen, two is better than one, and what the work that you do is double. Think about that. One person, I can do a lot of work myself.
Right.
But how much more me or another individual with the same drive and dedication? Oh my God.
Right. That and that's, you can't take that for granted. Like you said, 9 of us coming out here working and like damn ants and, and being able to accomplish and do what we're doing is those things that people take for granted in unity.
Right.
They don't see, wait a minute, we can accomplish more in unity with brotherhood, with love, with long suffering, as opposed with division.
Right.
You know, and it goes back to when these cats be on there, right? You don't need a school, you don't need this. I'm always thinking like, well then why did Yahweh Shai say follow me? Why he just didn't say, listen, y'all do y'all thing. Here, I'm gonna give you the word. You go do your thing. Oh, Peter, you do your thing. Matthew, you do your thing. Bartholomew, you do your thing. Andrew, you go over here and do your thing. They were unified. Then when he left, they were still unified. 7 churches scattered throughout Asia Minor. Right? So you can see how they got it wrong.
Oh, definitely.
They got it wrong.
Yeah, because you know the attributes that you should have picked up. Because even I think about it coming out here. We're gonna drop that scripture. Go to Philippians 2:4.
Right.
But I think about it as, you know, as we build, especially when it comes to the school. You know, I'm being sent out to go get this. I gotta go pick up this the tables, the chairs.
Right.
But it's like I could do that for Esau.
Yeah.
But it's vanity. It don't mean nothing. But whenever you build something for yourself, or not for yourself, but for the Most High, and you see what your sacrifice is getting, you can't deny that. And those are the things that individuals that are solo dolo will never learn. You'll never learn how to lay yourself down for your brother. You'll never learn how to put your own wants and needs and aspirations
and accomplish something and make something be and see the bigger picture of what you're doing. Yeah, you're never gonna see it until you do it, and then you're like, wow, this is what us of our flesh, but we did it together. How did we do it? Striving, fighting, struggling, sweating. You know what I mean? That's how. Well, I'm gonna say it again. How was America built? Through unity of bloodshed, death and destruction, right? Lies and corruption, right? But they had unity.
Oh yeah. It says a brother is born through adversity.
Yeah, how many people died in World War I? World War II. Right? Yeah, we know there was some of our people in there too, dying like knuckleheads for this wicked country. But look at and all that, right? And they're going over there in the Middle East, bro. It'd be all majority Edomites.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's a percentage of our people, but what percentage of that is of our people as opposed to Esau? Is it more?
No, not at all.
I'm asking because you're an ex-military guy.
Oh, you're talking about.
I mean, when you look at the military, the face of these people.
Okay.
Is it majority Esau or our people?
Oh, it's definitely Esau. Oh, come on.
But because that's the point. Esau knows what they need to do to accomplish and build their nation.
Oh yeah.
They're like, we can't wait on the niggers bill. We got to go do this ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then if we put too much of them in the power, right? It's too much of them. They can't let that happen. Right. So yeah, of course it's majority of Esau in their nation. Makes sense.
Read where you at.
Philippians chapter 2 verse 4.
Right.
Look not every man on his own things.
See, and this is a point that has to be brought out because these ants, and as we go deeper, we got 30 minutes, but as we go a little bit deeper into the class, they're not looking on their own thing, man. They're moving and the speed, the sharpness, because they're not looking on their own things. Read that again.
Look not every man on his own things.
Come on.
But every man also on the things of others.
Ooh, let that sit in for a second. Let that marinate. Highlight it in your Bible. Circle it.
Yeah.
Put it on Instagram.
Yeah.
Facebook. No, for real. We have to internalize and understand what this verse is telling us. Because this is the foundation of what the ant rolls upon and how we should roll. What Christ rolled on. How Christ was moving. How the disciples moved, man. How Paul said, I was a prisoner for the Most High. Paul was a Pharisee of Pharisees, man. But he gave that up. These ants were born. They were born in the mound. Which means what? They were born to do this work. Just like we were. But we have to first recognize that. Read that again.
Look not every man on his own things.
We can't look on our own things, man. That's the only way that we can increase. And when you look at a lot of these, even a lot of businesses, y'all know them. A lot of y'all may have businesses. There's a lot of individuals that may have came in with you with your business and sacrificed, and y'all may have been broke. But look where it got you. Same thing in the truth, man. All the hard work, dedication, rough times, good times.
Right.
Well, what was the foundation of?
You're able to appreciate that brotherhood.
Able to appreciate the brotherhood, but knowing that I didn't do it for myself, man. I'm building this for brothers that I love, for my sons, my daughters, my wife. I'm doing this for my husband. But more importantly, for Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai.
Right.
Come on. For the Most High in Christ. Because they're the ones that gave us this understanding of how to build. They gave us the attributes, the know-how to do this. But it first starts on not looking at your own self. The Most High got you. That's why the scripture says, seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High, and all these things will be added unto you. All those things that you think about yourself on, cars, females, babies, clothes, carnality, gold, jewelry. Look at Solomon. That's why I started with Solomon. Solomon wanted to better his people. Solomon wanted to better his nation through wisdom. He didn't put, listen, I want the chariots. I want all of the Ethiopians' gold and spices. The Most High gave that to him because he didn't look at the things of himself. This is a reason why that ants work so closely together, man. They work so efficiently, so precisely. We were talking about it with Quadazat. He brought out about how ants, they link up together, man. They link up together if there's a flood. Like there's some ants in Brazil that it always floods in the rainforest. What do? About 500 ants, little small ant mounds. Oh, Lord, I got to swim. Let me get up out of here. Oh, no. There's little examples when the ants are in the water, and it's like, listen, it ain't about me. The love and the care that the ants have, but how much more us?
On the things of others.
Yeah, on the things of others, on the things of the people around them. This is our job to reach them. 4 and 12.
Yeah.
Because while doing this, even while you go through these adverse, cold, They go through infiltrations. Like, you ain't finna get next to my queen. Oh no. Now, y'all talking about cannons from the military.
So the cows coming out to eat.
Okay.
Right? But they going over to eat. They finna grub. As they get close, start shooting.
Right.
What it'll do, it messes with their nose.
Okay.
That we're gone. Unity.
Yeah.
But if one, why we gotta be squirting at the same time?
Right.
Why I can't do my own squirt?
Right.
And that's what we're not seeing on a. It says, and then we shall see eye to eye, right? And what you're doing. Yeah. Go ahead, read that.
And labor
In their work, abiding in their job,
Their purpose, yeah.
their purpose.
we bless, being merciful.
Right? But they,
Don't stop the mission.
the mission cannot be stopped.
Bless.
Right, being reviled, we bless. And that's the thing, that no matter what we go through, right? Oh, dang, did it all just shut down? Okay, just, yeah. We'll get it together, y'all. And stuff. That's what it is. Yeah, I guess you stop us. Nothing can't hold me. Understand what you do when you lack focus. You're gonna hurt what we're doing. What am I doing? What am I doing? Look at you. Am I doing this for my nation? Right? The brotherhood. Those things are more important. If you don't believe you're called to the ministry, then don't do it. You're causing more division, chaos, and negative because your fear.
Because, a lot of people can be like, yeah, I'm doing the work.
Yeah.
That is that sister that I knew I gave a word to.
Right.
Look at them now.
Right. Isn't it? They're not double-minded.
Increasing.
They're not. We're looking at these characteristics of the ant. 14, Proverbs 14 and 23. I was waiting for you to do that. Go ahead.
In all, only to penury.
Penury. Now, I want you to see they're functioning. They have to function. Flow of labor every day.
With a smile.
You do it with a constant fluid, on time. You're moving. We got to do for the Most High. We got to understand what. And there's got to be these things.
Such as money. That's chapter 14, verse
23.
You're going to be broke. Only tend to being broke. A slip. Right? They cannot afford a slip. A liquid or some type of a scent within orientate everybody. To where, what would take them off that conscience, move off that. We move out of the spirit. But go ahead. Where you at? I'm hoping it doesn't record like this hour or whatever. Go ahead, read that.
1 Thessalonians chapter 2. Our labor and travail.
Right? Laboring night and day. It's a work. We're supposed to be laboring, building, and growing. And
Ants don't sleep.
Oh no?
Ant online has anything on that, but I don't believe ants sleep. So I'm gonna cause myself. Listen, if I only get 4 hours of sleep, 3 hours of sleep, I'll be out. Times, we look at our busy lives, and it's important for the ants to keep done alongside all the other distractions that might. Meditating day and night, understanding what the Most High wants us to do.
Is when you go back to Adam, and he said in the. That's why he said, "I was as a beast before you." Living like that's what we don't understand. That this is that living is somewhat like Esau, because he found his riches, or else he be so bored that you're not doing nothing. You're gonna study it. That's really
Right.
in the sweat of your brow. You gotta.
There's something more.
Look. Consider that. Look, this is you. I mean, this is what has to be on us until we get to the kingdom. But right.
For laboring night and day.
Go ahead.
Because we would.
You gonna get class. We're there. Where you at when I need class? But when we need, you're not there. That's
Right.
You know what I mean? But what am I doing?
Right.
What am I doing?
To the higher again. Our people need face to face
For the Most High, like at the level you're at. That's it on that. Where we at?
Go to 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 18. Just showing on the point of you got to be able to communicate, and that's the issue. Conscious talking. You want your subconscious just to talk, but you know how they communicate? Like we said earlier, they keep on communicating is going on. Watch. There's a short one for 7 minutes. There's a couple of them on BBC. But read where you at. Right?
That they be rich in good works.
Yeah, come on. And there's a couple documentaries where you see them, they're able to take it off and take off the dirt, but you see the inner work. Sitting back watching Netflix and chilling. Shows, they're fruit shows. They're ready to be called on like Titus. To another, we need this.
Right.
Y'all doing good. Communicate. These ants can. I ain't talking to that sister. Got a higher conscience and understand that what makes us more efficient and grow a busybody, or you may have a, you know, man, I had a sister come to the car. She made it. That ain't, I'm sisters, man. And we should all have that same, because they're going to bang against you, man. That what?
Fear the Lord.
The question is, do you fear the master in the faith one to another?
It's something you just said about people that come in with the ant.
Okay.
They picked up any ant, fill them, then one ant attacked over in that area.
Okay.
Lay down.
God.
Make often one to another.
Read. Engagement. There's things that to say something, to speak, and you going to...
Of remembrance was written before him.
Come on. Proverbs 30 and 25, just for time's sake. Running through the communication in the end. You got the loading bay with the babies and larvas that they in there. They take them out. Maybe it's going out. Come on, man. There's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Read where you at.
Proverbs.
Read.
The ants are a people.
I haven't chose you because you were great.
Keep reading.
Yes.
But they're going to prepare their meat. They're going to get the things that are meat. Listen, what's your meats, man? What is your meat? Sisters, what's your meat? What is with a fantastic spirit storing up? They were
Their meat in the summer.
Yeah, they're not strong, but they prepare their meat. The colossal for the, on a bigger scale. Yeah.
Like, I keep saying it. It almost makes you feel...
Logic, movement, reasoning, we are. Friday, Saturday. Come on, man, we doing it so our people have. Read where you at.
Romans 12 and 11.
We shouldn't be slothful in the business. And we're not talking about your personal business. If you believe you're a Hebrew Israelite, the business sealed. So we got work to do, man. Friend, you shouldn't be slothful, man.
Being able to say, I'm going to put in the water. Yeah.
Fervent, man. And when you animated, I was shy, Baraka. I wish I was at home watching Dragon Balls. Interrupted your what counsel? Really? Oh,
Exhibiting or marked by great intensity.
zealous to go get them leaves. Read that again.
Yeah.
Romans
Come on, man. Y'all think y'all
Hey, when you do put your brick,
have a purpose.
Yeah.
Last scripture. Give me
verse 13.
Yeah, just showing that not only were they into the pathway of the water, whatever their life for the brothers and sisters around them, for their kids that you're laboring against.
yeah, to somebody that understands that this truth, I'll do what I do, which
You at?
Greater love as no man.
These ants will ride or die, man. And y'all, if y'all see ant power, it's showing that these ants, that same mentality, man. Read that. It says, ants didn't have to, they weren't talking like the woman you are.
wow,
Oh, my fault. I get you.
Let us not look.
there could be none of that. So is if you really want to talk about it, and see what cats is to. Our problem is we're trying. Yeah,
Connected. You haven't been. Did you consider? Verse 24?
Hebrews 10.
another to provoke.
And that's really what it is. That's something at the end. It says, provoke, let us provoke without love and good works. But that's what brings lives down, but live your life. That's why I like that Ecclesiastes 9 and 10. There's no work, nor device, nor rap sheet is looking very thin, very bland. When it comes to Yahweh Shai, when it comes to that judgment day, all right now, inmate 354, what you got to say? Ooh, is that it? Ooh, yeah, you want to go right or go left. Your rap sheet's going to be light. Remember, it says that your works will save you. When you do it, Esdras, 2nd Esdras 7. So we got to be mindful of that the Most High wants us to consider one another and provoke each other to good works. Again, consider the end. Man, that's it on that topic.
Yeah. Well, we know that we're having a little connection problem, y'all. We're trying to fix it next class. Sorry about